Hey guys, Troubletcat here recording for the Zombie Arcade. I'm playing some Battlefield 3 today, and I'm playing Squad Rush. I'm not sure how much longer this game's going to last, but if I don't quite cover the topic I want to cover when the game ends, I guess I'll just go on to the next one. But, you know, I don't imagine that the topic of this video is going to take me too long. Why do I have that? Anyway, it's going to take me too long to cover to the extent with which I would like to cover it. So, you know, hopefully this game will continue long enough. We'll be able to hold back the bad dudes for long enough for me to cover the topic. And what I wanted to talk about was why I think, in some ways anyway, I mean, in other ways it's successful, but in some ways I think that the Meet the Weapon series, which has been long running on my channel and is ongoing, is kind of failing. And yeah, I guess to start off, I need to kill these gentlemen, or, you know, die trying. But I guess to start off, to get into it, I want to mention that what sort of made me start thinking about this, what brought me to this particular line of thought anyway, was a video that another YouTube commentator, iPawnstar for Hire, who is a lot more successful than me, so you may be aware of. I might leave a link to his channel in the description because I think he's a cool guy. I like his videos. He brought up in one of his videos, he was talking about what he looks for in a YouTube commentator. I'm not going to go into too much detail about, you know, what he actually said in that video, but it got me to thinking about... Die! Some guy off to my left there. It got me to thinking about, you know, what I could maybe do to make my own videos better, because I'm interested, you know, I want to bring the best possible level of content I can for you guys, and a lot of times, you know, I'm pretty happy with the videos I put out. I'm pretty damn satisfied, for example, with my Metro LP. In fact, I'm uploading a part of that right now, and I recorded some of that today that I was really happy with. And, you know, a lot of the Meet the Weapon videos came out well. A lot of my other Battlefield 3 videos, I think, came out better. And I think, you know, I've come a long way, especially since I've started. I know there's probably even well, I know for a fact there's a few of you around still who even remember, you know, my old channel where I had X Beyond the Frontier and Splinter Cell and all that stuff. And I mean, if you look at the early stuff on this channel as well, like my Duke Nukem Forever Let's Play, I still get comments on some of the early parts of that where I was eating while I was recording, and that's, for example, and that's not something I would do like now. It's unprofessional, and I can understand why people are still getting mad about that. But just like little stuff like that, as well as, you know, the general quality of the commentary and stuff, I feel has increased dramatically from the early days. I feel like I've come a long way, but I also recognize that, you know, to a certain sense, it's people have different personalities and stuff like that. That is a part of it, is that, you know, you got to be yourself with your commentaries. But it's also true that the really big names and stuff like that, you know, people sometimes say, you know, they leave comments on my videos saying stuff like, yeah, you know, you deserve a lot more views than you get, guy, and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, despite the fact that I'm not really in this for views as such, I do really appreciate those kinds of comments, because it lets me know that people are liking the videos. But as the person producing them, as a commentator myself, and somebody who is fairly critical of the kinds of entertainment they consume, and is also, you know, most people are fairly critical of themselves when it comes to producing content. I try to not be overly critical. A lot of people fall into that trap, and be realistic. And, you know, realistically, there is a reason that there are a lot of people out there who are a lot more successful than me, and it's not just that I haven't had as much exposure, that I haven't been at it as long. Those things are factors, but it's also true that, you know, those really big guys are better than me. They've got something going on that I don't, and I don't have any sort of shame in admitting that. I'm happy to put that out there and to say that, you know, they've been at it longer than me, they're more experienced, and they do have some sort of energy, some kind of quality, something about their content that I maybe capture in some of my videos that I'm really happy with. And other times, I don't quite have that level of energy, that level of quality in the content I'm putting out there, I guess. And some of the stuff that Pawn said in that video I mentioned earlier got me to thinking about, you know, sort of why that is, what it is that could help me lift my game a little bit, bring the quality up, so that I can get closer to being, you know, as good as the people who... some of the guys who are a lot more successful than me, because that's something that I'm interested in. And what I was sort of thinking about was, I was thinking in particular in relation to my Meet the Weapon series. As I said, I'm really happy with my Metro LP and some of the other stuff I put out. But with my Meet the Weapon series, I guess what it comes down to is what I look for in a commentator, and this was similar to what Paul was saying in that video, is I look for personality and for energy and basically for how much, amusement and entertainment I get out of videos. And I feel like my Meet the Weapon videos fall down a little bit in that regard. Not because it's a bad concept, but because they come out a little bit dry. Because I'm trying to give out this information about, the guns, the guns in real life. I try to talk about attachment loadouts and stuff like that I like. And I'm sort of trying to cram all this information into the videos. And it doesn't always come out this way, but I feel like a lot of times it does come out a little dry, wax a little bit impersonal, I guess. And I don't quite, get as much of myself, as much energy as I might like into those videos, and it makes them a lot less enjoyable, I think, to watch than they otherwise could be. And part of that's, I think it's part of it's to do with the concept, but it's more how I've ended up approaching it, because, you could say, oh, well, I mean, come on, how much information can you really get across? You have to be a little bit dry about it if you're going to try and communicate information and stuff like that, and people do appreciate that sort of learning aspect to an extent. They like to hear different ways to play the game, hear different opinions, and they like to hear sort of the real-life gun info. People like that, and you do have to be kind of dry to an extent. You could argue that, but I don't actually think that's true. For example, somebody who I really think is quite amazing and does something similar to what I do is Day9, who's a StarCraft 2 commentator, essentially, and his show, the Day9 Dailies, are pretty much about playing the game successfully. My sort of ZA Guide to video, which I released one of, and I was planning to do a whole series of, were sort of inspired by what he does in a way. It's a similar kind of format. But what I wanted to say about, and part of the reason I haven't continued those is I don't think I can quite do this just yet. What I wanted to say about Day9, what's really impressive about him is he gives a lot of information. He gives a lot of good information about how to play the game more successfully and about the game itself, and does it in a way that is, I mean, for me, before I was even playing StarCraft, I found him really, really engaging and interesting just because of the way he presents his material. And so for me, like, I've been thinking about ways that I can try to find to capture that same level of energy. And because I want to keep Meet the Weapon going, I think it's a good series, and I believe in what I'm doing there, and I think it's a good concept for a series of videos. And I've still got a lot of guns to cover. There's going to be more in the DLC to cover. I'm not going to run out of material for it soon. And I think it's overall a good idea, but I need to find a way to bring some more of that kind of energy into it, that kind of personality that can make a commentary or video really, really engaging, as opposed to just being something where I'm laying down some infos on y'all. And I've been thinking about how to best to do that, and I was sort of thinking about Day9 and about what I thought were some of the better videos in Meet the Weapon. And what I sort of realized was that doing things live as opposed to recording the footage and then going back and doing the process of editing it, which is editing is not an exciting process, and there's a bit of editing, a fair bit sometimes. Like, I'll spend like an hour sometimes editing videos from Meet the Weapon so that I get, the right parts of the gameplay in there. And that's something that saps a lot of energy for me, and then right after that, I edit the video, and then I sit down and record the commentary after that, and I'm in this sort of a kind of mood where my brain's kind of derping a little bit. And I sort of got to thinking that maybe one of the reasons Day9 is able to be so successful, able to get so much energy into his videos, his videos and everything he does is broadcast live. Derp. Everything he does is broadcast live, and I think one of the reasons he's able to I actually killed that guy. One of the reasons he's able to get so much energy and personality and stuff in there is to do with the fact that it's all live, that you're more in the moment and stuff like that. And I was thinking about some of my favorite Meet the Weapon videos, like I did an AEK video in Meet the Weapon, for example, that was really good, I thought, really interesting video, and that was a live commentary. Well, it was a really exciting video, I thought, and that was a live commentary, and a lot of my favorite Battlefield videos that I've ever released have been live commentaries, and so I've sort of got to thinking that it's even better, in a way, if I'm live streaming at the time, because It's more real. There is no, you know, if I fuck up this commentary really profoundly, I can edit it. I can do a second take. When you're live streaming, you don't have that available to you. And I think that I've got the ability to consistently lay down, you know, a good video, a good commentary the first time, every time when I do live commentaries. I feel like I sort of have that ability in me for a variety of reasons. And I've gotten to thinking that maybe what I need to start doing is trying to, as much as possible, do my Meet the Weapon stuff live, record it off the live stream, and basically what it means is I need to do my research first, and I've got some ideas of how I could execute this in a way that means, you know, it's not like I'm gonna, you know, live stream for 15 minutes to record a game and then stop. I've got some ideas of how to work that in and make that more exciting, more sort of an event or a show for the live stream, as well as producing the YouTube videos in the standard format with all the same information and all that kind of good stuff. But hopefully, as a result of, you know, doing everything live with a little bit more energy and personality and pizzazz to them that I feel like is, as I said at the beginning of this video, sometimes missing. So those are my thoughts on that right now, and I think I'm going to go ahead and execute that once I've figured out exactly how I'm going to do it. I'm going to start trying to do that pretty much immediately. But I'd be interested to let you guys know. I'd be interested to hear what you guys think of that idea, of what I've sort of said in this video in particular. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys could let me know about that stuff in the comments section below. And I guess that pretty much covers what I wanted to say. I could keep this going for the rest of this match, but it's not like this match is going particularly amazing well for me. I think this video is long enough, and I'm not feeling the need to drag it on. So I think I'm gonna call that a video. So I'm going to kill this gentleman first. That'd be great. Okay, good. So thanks for watching, guys. Do let me know what you thought of the video and what you thought of the stuff I said in the video. And until next time, Troubletcat running in terror!